Hey guys, Rob Doggcrapp here with Storm Fitness. I don't normally do this, but the Doggcrapp training review that you're about to watch is like 24 minutes long, and I go off on some pretty ridiculous tangents, even ridiculous for me. And I realize that there's some folks who are probably just found this video off a Google search and just want me to get to the point. So watch the rest if you want. Let me just sum up Doggcrapp, my opinions on it in about 2 minutes here, 30 seconds, whatever it ends up being. It works if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to put in the nutrition, the work in the kitchen, and the work in the gym. You absolutely have to grind. You absolutely have to strive to hit your numbers. If it seems like it's going to be not enough work, since you're only doing, one set of each muscle group a week, it is if you put in the proper amount of energy. I gained almost 7 pounds of muscle in about 14 weeks, which is pretty darn solid for me, considering I was coming into it almost 250 pounds, and I've been lifting weights for a long time. So it really does work as long as you put in the work. Also, I wouldn't do it unless really your only goal in your training life at the moment is to put on muscle. I wouldn't do it if you're an athlete in the middle of a season or whatever. I get into the details here, but if your goal is to put on muscle and you're willing to put in the work and you're willing to eat and you're willing to do the stretching and you're willing to do all the other crap that it insists on, give it a shot. It's pretty sweet. All right, guys, on to the rest of the video. Doggone it, man. All right, later. Hey guys, Rob Doggcrapp here with Storm Fitness, and I'm going to talk to you today about a program I ran a couple cycles through just to kind of get Doggcrapp. Let me just get to the point. Doggcrapp training. Doggcrapp was created by Dante Trudel or Trudel, or maybe some other variation of that. Trudel. And from what I understand, it was his username back on like an old bodybuilding forum. I'm sure somebody could get into the real details of it all, but Doggcrapp was his username. I read somewhere that he said like that's like his biggest mistake in life is getting known as the Doggcrapp guy because of his username at the time when he started posting the program. Anyways, it's a program that's been around. It's been known as Doggcrapp anyway since I think as far back as 1999, and it's been on my radar for, I don't know, the last 5 or so years. I just never got around to trying it. So I wanted to try it. I was trying to put on some muscle over the past 3 months, and if you follow me on Instagram, you saw my progress. But anyways, right now I'm trying to lean out now. But I did Doggcrapp. I wanted to give that a shot. I thought it would be the perfect opportunity since it's all about building muscle. That's pretty much the primary objective of the program. And it's a little different than a lot of other hypertrophy-based programs, a lot of other typical bodybuilding programs, because it focuses less on total volume and more on intensity. So, you might not do, like a John Meadows program, you might do 21 sets of chest exercises in a week, where this Doggcrapp, you literally might do 1 or 2 chest exercises in a week, just depending on how the template works out. I won't get into too many details on how the actual layout of the program is. Number one, because I wrote it. I'll link to a description of kind of like the how you do the program, as well as resources to it. And number two, it's kind of one of those programs that sort of has like a cult following behind it, for better or for worse, where I don't want to sound like an authority on it, because it's probably some details that I'm getting slightly wrong. I don't want to piss anybody off. So I've linked to on my website where I did a review of the program, both in terms of how you do it as well as different other folks' reviews. I linked to resources, including Dante, a site that where Dante answers a lot of the questions and talks about it. So no better source than the guy who invented it. All right, so let me talk about what I liked about it and what I didn't, etc. For those of you who don't know, the program centers around you basically do five work sets, with exception of squat sets. I'll get to that in a second. Widowmakers. You do 5 sets a workout. You work out 3 times a week. There is an option to do like a 4-day split if you're advanced, if you really feel you need to. I didn't. I did a 3-day split every other day for the most part. Sometimes I took 2 days off. In a pinch, one time I did a back-to-back day. Just terrible. But anyways, for the most part, it's every other day. And you, all the sets are basically designed to be more or less the hardest set of your life. You're always trying to beat your current record. You're always trying to beat the logbook, as they say. So it's, and if you don't, so basically you could, let's say I choose, and you choose, the one nice thing about the program is you could choose any exercises you want. Typically you're going to go with big compound movements that you could really load up a lot of weight on. You're not going to be doing like, I don't know. You're not going to be doing flies for the chest. You're going to be doing something more like a big bench press variation of some kind. Even if it's a machine, that's totally cool. No one seems to care as far as Doggcrapp aficionados. But something you could really go nuts on, big compound movement and load up heavy. So like I did for chest, I did an incline Swiss press. I did that dual landmine configuration I've talked about before, and I did weighted dips. Yeah, one of my favorite chest exercises. If your shoulders can take it, it's a great exercise. Anyways, so you cycle through those. I told you I wouldn't get into the details of how the program works, but I will here and there. You cycle through those you get a basic template. You got a workout A, workout B, and again, you can go on my site and check out the description, or go on any other Doggcrapp site, and they'll tell you. But you got to follow that exercise order, and you got one set from almost every exercise, but it's a rest pause set. So you're going. The gist is you pick a weight depending on the type of exercise. For a lot of them, you pick a weight that you can maybe do 10 of or 8 of, and you go to absolute failure, absolute like technical failure, where you just cannot lift it again. Then you rest for about 10 deep breaths. Make them as deep as you can. It really makes a difference. And then you pick up the weight, same weight, not a drop set, same weight. You go again till absolute failure. Relax. Take 10 deep breaths, 10 to 15, pick it back up, go to absolute failure again. So basically you're going to triple rest pause failure, which is why, hence the intensity, which is why you're only doing one set. You're basically giving it everything you have. So one nice thing about the program is that it really teaches you to grind, especially on the squats. The squats, you're going to failure on one set, and then the squats are like the one exercise that you only do that you do 2 sets on. You go to failure on one set, then you pick like something around your 10 rep max, and you go to do a 20 rep squat set with, you just have to breathe through it. So if I'm doing squats, and because you might be thinking, well, how are you going to do 20 reps of weight you can only do 10 of? Well, you just freaking sit there and wait for the next one, and you just find a way to do it. And it's awful. I got, over the course of the widow, they call them the Widowmaker sets, over the course of that, I had 3 exertion headaches where, you feel like, I've talked about these before, where you feel like somebody's just stabbed you in the back of the head with an ice pick. One time I just literally fell over I just flat out fell over. One time I fell over because my legs just would not work anymore. They were just gone. I just fell with weight. Fortunately, I had everything set up safely, so I didn't get hurt by the weight anyway. But another 3 times, I got these splitting headaches where I just couldn't do another one, and another squat. So I did not always hit my 20. I usually did, but with 3 exceptions, I did not. The one time that I did fall over from leg fatigue, I did finish the set. I just finished the remaining reps. But that just tells you, I mean, I'm not the toughest dude in the world, but it tells you how hard you really have to work to make it work. You only got 1 set, so or the Widowmaker sets, whatever. But you're potentially only working one muscle group 1 time a week, depending on whether you're doing A or B, workout A or B. So you have to make it count. You have to go as absolute hard as you possibly can and hit that number, beat the logbook. Either go up in weight or go up in reps or both. If you give it everything you possibly can and you don't get it, then it's time to switch exercises. But you milk every exercise that you possibly can. The Doggcrapp way is keep doing that exercise. As long as you're making gains, as long as you're beating the logbook, keep doing that exercise. Don't switch. A lot of people, I'm guilty of this myself, sometimes you just get kind of bored, you want to do some new exercise. Not in this. You don't switch until you're not hitting the logbook anymore, until you plateau or you start backsliding. And I kind of like that. I mean, it's very, very systematic, and I think the reason so many people are like, it kind of has a cultish following and a lot of polarized opinions on it, is because it's very systematic. It doesn't give you a whole lot of wiggle room. It does in terms of exercise selection, but in terms of like order, in terms of like, whether or not you have to stretch, in terms of diet, which I want to talk about, stretching and diet, let's just get into that. Let me just finish that thought though. You have to stick to that. Like it's you get a lot of programs where it's like, yeah, I did the program, and then you start listening to the exceptions of the program, and you're like, oh, okay, you didn't actually do the program. You did something completely different. And you're calling it that program. This, you can't get away with that. If you make changes to this, the whole thing's going to fall apart. Again, you get 1 set a week, maybe 2, depending on where you are in the program. So you have to do it. It's not for everybody. It is not for everybody at all. I would not do it like if you're an athlete. I would never do this like mid-season. This would be stupid, because when you do go as hard as you can, you get destroyed. So. And for me, my diet was reflected in that. My diet, I got super hungry, and it was hard for me to actually keep weight on. I basically went from when I started the program, I was in like I was at like 4,700, something like that, daily caloric intake, trying to put on weight. And by the time I was at the end of the program, I was eating upwards 6,000 calories a day. So, and I'm about 254, I think, at the moment. So, 6,000 calories a day is a pretty good amount. And I was eating, over 400 grams of protein, and which, by the way, is not, technically I was not doing the program. So, diet is like everything on this program. It's non-negotiable, even though here I am negotiating. I'm being a total hypocrite here, so take that for what it's worth. But I've been using Avatar Nutrition as a guide for mass building and now cutting. But by the way, I'm back down to 4,700 calories a day, which that's my current cutting diet. It's ridiculous, but I am losing weight. Anyways, you're supposed to eat you're supposed to eat twice for every pound you weigh. You're supposed to eat 2 times that in protein. So 250 pounds, I'm supposed to be eating 500 grams of protein a day. Which is a bit of protein. That's like basically 5.5. If you put it in terms of frozen chicken breasts, that's about 5.5 pounds of frozen chicken breasts a day. You're like a fox. You're just a terror. The chickens, the poultry everywhere. So like I said, I was eating closer to 400, so I'm like basically violating my avatar nutrition, but I'm also violating the Doggcrapp rules. But I mean, I don't want to get too off topic. I personally feel that I was eating an adequate amount of protein. That's debatable. I'd entertain any other thought. I guess I'll just leave it at this. I was not completely doing the program because I was not adhering to that. I did, however, but I was coming pretty freaking close. I did, however, eat. I limited my carb intake after dinner. So closer to bedtime, I more or less cut out carbs, or at least carbs with a higher glycemic index. Again, I'm kind of cutting it up a little bit on the diet because I'm trying to adhere to Avatar, but I'm also trying to do trying to make Doggcrapp jive. I'll just say this: if you're doing Doggcrapp, you have to eat. Like you need to eat a lot. I got a client who's a younger guy. He's been training for a while, and I switched him to a Doggcrapp because he loves it. He's making huge gains in it, and his calories, he's gone up, I think. Cole, I know you watch these videos. What are you gone up, like 700 calories in the last 6 weeks, something like that? You have to. Don't. I say this all the time. I say this to my clients. I say this on the YouTube videos. Eating is everything when it comes to body composition. This is like an absolute must. You must eat like it's your job if you're doing this program. You should do that for everything, but especially pertains to this. Okay, what else? Stretching. Stretching is a big part of it. After most sets, you need to do like a deep stretch, like a 1 to 2 minute hold, usually in like a weighted position. Excuse me, like a weighted assistance or bands or whatever. For instance, like after the chest exercise, you're gonna grab a couple heavy dumbbells and just sit back in this position, open up the chest, open up the idea is basically that you're stretching the fascia. So you're allowing, this is kind of like, I don't know how much science really, truly, definitively backs this up, but the thought, anyway, and this is old school bodybuilding mentality too, so there's a lot of people that swear by it just anecdotally, and I respect that, and I did this as part of the program. It's hard to find a lot of research that supports this, but you don't, well, this is another video, but you don't always have to have the research to back it up if you know it works, or you have talked to 20 big strong dudes who swear by it. There's got to be at least an inkling by it. It's probably not going to hurt. And I'm not going to get into the whole static stretching in the middle of sets and everything. This is after you're done working the muscle for the day. Okay, so let's just like that in case that was a concern. So you might drop down and really stretch the chest out, and just sit there with, like, I don't know, 60, 70-pound dumbbells, depending on what I usually went like half of what my max would be or something like that. So you just kind of chill out there and just hold that for like up to 2 minutes if you can. And some of those stretches are nasty. Calves, you don't stretch them, but what you do is you do stretch them. The calves are like one of the Widowmakers are the nastiest. Widowmakers are terrible. The squat variation, or the quad, as they call it, variation. They're the worst. And for me, it was mainly because of the headaches. Oh, I also got varicocele. If you're familiar with those, basically like varicose veins in my testicles popped out. I had to go to the doctor because, sorry, I said, if you have kids around, yeah, testicles is fine. Testicles is fun. It's fun to talk about testicles. So I had to go to the doctor because I felt lumps on my stuff. So I went to the doctor. He's like, it was actually one of my clients and friends, JB, so we really got to know each other well. And he, thank you, Dr. Bryant, by the way, for touching my testicles. This video's going south. Yeah, pun too. But he's like, it was weird because like on a cruise week, I was when I went to the doctor. Cruise week, so you have these built-in deload weeks every 6 to 12 weeks on, because you don't want to just keep doing this indefinitely without any sort of a break. So I was on a cruise week, and when I went in, and I didn't have them anymore. I didn't have these lumps, so I felt like an idiot after I scheduled a doctor's appointment. And he explained to me that it's like the pressure from intense weightlifting. It's really common. I didn't know about these. I thought I had cancer, so I was kind of freaked out. And but yeah, I had these basically varicose veins. And anyways, they were screaming much information about me as you want to know. They were just, you know, it's a lot of pressure. So you risk that. You get the headaches. You get your balls exploding. There's a lot going on. So this program, and that in terms of that, wasn't necessarily for me. But anyways, the calf stretching, back to, that was a long side, what'd you call it? Jeffrey, you called it a rabbit trail. Yeah, that's what that was. So, calves are horrible on this program. You go in for like 15 rep max. It's 15 reps here, give or take, 10 to 15. If once you get 15, you start throwing more weight on. So the calves, you got to do, every rep is like this. You go up, about 2 seconds up, max contraction of the calves, and then 5-second eccentric, and then you hold it in the bottom flex position for 15 seconds. All right, that's 1 rep. Try to get 15 of those. First 5, you're like, this actually kind of feels good. And then like by 15, you like want to throw up. It's so awful. It's the whole workout. The nice part is you're done in like 45 minutes. The bad part is it's just absolute torture and you want to die. But I recommend, if you don't have anything else going on, if you're not like working up for like a competitive season and something, or this is not something where you can do like, I want to be able to run, I want to run a mile in 5 minutes, but I also want to be able to gain 70 pounds, and these whole cross goals. This is like, do Doggcrapp if, number one, you have some experience in the gym. Like, I wouldn't do it with any less than 2 years of like actual real progress. Like, this is not a newbie program, so to speak. So, if you have a couple of years of real solid experience in the gym, and your one goal is to put on mass, you can do this cutting. Like, you can do it. Basically, what you end up doing is you end up, and I'm just paraphrasing Dante here. You lower the weight a little bit and jack up the volume in the sets. So you're still doing the one set, but you might do like, rather than like shooting for like 11 total reps, or up to 15 total reps, you might drop the weight and shoot for like 20 total reps. So that's kind of like the cutting version, basically. So if you're eating at a deficit, you're not completely killing yourself. I mean, you are, but a little less. Guys, sorry, that was there. Usually there's no structure with these videos. This was especially bad. I was all over the place. Some of you are into that though, so you're welcome. For those that aren't, I'm sure you're not watching anymore. So everybody wins. I gotta get on with my day. You guys have a great day. Let me know if you have questions about this program. For those of you who are like, no, you got it all wrong, I'm sorry. Please drop a comment and let me know what I did get wrong, or let me know what I got right, or let me know what you think about this. There's tons to talk about. Obviously, I could talk about this program for like 3 hours. I recommend, what I was going to say was, I recommend you try it if your one goal is putting on mass and you're ready to eat hard, you're ready to train hard, you're ready to rest hard when necessary. There's cardio too. I forgot to mention that. Cardio is just light, like steady state stuff. This is what I was doing on my off days, just really for the sake of recovery and just helping to keep. I might have to make a second video or something. There's too much other stuff to talk about. Check out my website and check out the resources. There's all the answers. The people who know a lot more about this program than me are talking about it, and you can get a lot of information. Like I said, Dante himself is listed in there. So I'll put a link to that. All right, you guys have a great day, and Merry Christmas.